Welcome, welcome, welcome to This and That Gaming. My name is Nathan, and today I'm going to be putting together a really quick guide to the classic zombie types of State of Decay 2. I find that these zombies tend to get kind of overlooked when other people are going about doing their guides, and I thought I would just kind of do my own little one here for you today with some general facts, tips, and tricks about these guys right here. I will be including the classic zombie, the Pļague Zombie, the little red guys, and the armored zombies. I picked these three because they have generally the same stats across the board and they all behave very similarly. That being said, I'm going to start with the classic zombies and how dangerous they can be. So in groups of 2 or 3, these guys are really not much of a threat. Just kind of pay attention to where they are on the map, just be aware of them. And when they come at you, just knock them over and go for the execution, or just smash them until their head pops. Larger groups, however, become significantly more dangerous. 5 or 6 zombies is quite a lot to take on by yourself. If you get caught in that kind of situation, try and dodge out of the way. Get yourself open. If you're inside, that's when it gets especially kind of ridiculous because you have nowhere to dodge to. I would advise in those situations, just take it outside. Get to a nice open spot. Don't try fighting them, near cliffs or in dense forests where there's a lot of environmental stuff to get caught on. That tends to get overwhelming, and overwhelming in this game can be and frequently is lethal for your character. Alright, when a large group of zombies are all moving in the same direction, it's generally called a horde. Now, hordes can range in size from about 4 to 6, and I've seen them get upwards of right around 15 or 16, but I've heard stories of them getting right around 20. They can be really dangerous if you don't see them coming. Fortunately, you kind of always see them coming. Your character will say something along the lines of, lots of Z's coming this way, or horde over there, and it's a large group of zombies. They're pretty hard to miss. On the map, they look like this little 2 dudes right here. So hordes like to spawn on roads primarily, and they aren't limited to one horde spawning. Very frequently you'll see 2 spawn basically on top of each other, and I just drive straight through them. So far we've been talking about how zombies can kind of get the better of you when they sneak up on you and things like that, but there are 2 situations in which zombies kind of turn up the difficulty to another level. Those 2 situations are when you're fighting any freak type zombie, especially the Juggernauts and the Ferals, and the other zombies keep getting in the way and stop you from prioritizing the target. The second occurrence is when you are fighting in a large group and one of them grapples you. Grappling stops you from being able to move, and it allows the other zombies in the group to hit you a lot. On to the fun part, killing these guys. Now, being the weakest enemy in the game, you have basically endless options for taking these guys out. You can use explosives and Molotovs. The 3 most common ways you'll find are you're going to attack them with melee, or you're going to run them over with a car. Now, the car is the easiest way. You really just have to tap them at any kind of speed at all. And the third way is shooting them. Now, it's important to bear in mind that only a headshot will do. Shooting the limbs and the body only impede its mobility a little bit and affect how it can attack you. The second kind of zombie that I'm going to be talking about today is the Pļague Zombie. Now, Pļague Zombies are pretty much identical to the regular zombie, the classic zombie, in every way except that they can give you the blood plague, which is lethal to your character. After it's fully contracted, you have 3 hours to cure yourself of the blood plague, or the character will die and reanimate as a zombie even if they're at full health and rested and everything. So I'm going to go show you how to make a blood plague cure right now. To make a cure, go to your base infirmary and select make medical items. Go to the blood plague cure. It'll cost 5 blood plague samples and 2 medicine. Then simply go to your supply locker, go to the tools section, take 1 out, and then select it in your backpack or your quick inventory and administer it from one of those 2 spots, and your character will be cured of the blood plague. Now, samples are fairly hard to come across early in the game, but they become very common later, so don't really worry about it that much. Just be careful not to get hit by those guys too much in the early game. Like I said, Pļague Zombies are basically identical to the regular zombie. They spawn in hordes, they have the same attacks, they have the grapple attack, basically the same zombie except for that one thing with the giving you blood plague. They can be killed all in the same way. You shoot them, run them over, or smack them with melee sticks, and yeah, they go down pretty quick. So just bear in mind that if they're red like these guys, they have the glowing red eyes, they are slightly more dangerous just because they can give you the blood plague. On to the third type of zombie to be covering in this video. It is the armored zombie. Now, again, these guys are more or less the same as the regular zombie, except for one thing, and it's that they are bulletproof. You can't shoot them to death. Well, you can. Eventually, you can knock off their helmet, like I did just there, and then they can be shot, but honestly, it's a pretty inefficient way of killing them. Easiest way to kill these guys is to knock them over, go for the execute, or to simply just squash them with your car. Ending with two little tips and tricks I've picked up playing the game. I'm going to start with what I call the assassination. It's fairly simple. You just kind of dodge behind a zombie when they're in front of you, and when it gives you the little prompt, just hit the stealth kill button. The second trick that I've learned, which is really helpful, is that zombies get totally and completely distracted by firecrackers, even if they've already seen you. So if you throw a firecracker with a lot chasing you, they'll all just walk over to it, and then you can kill them easily with, you know, whatever you want. It's really funny to throw it in front of cars and run them all over, so there's that. So that was my guide on the basic zombies in State of Decay 2. I hope you guys learned some new stuff, or, you know, just brushed up on some stuff you might have forgotten. Of course, I'll be putting up more tips and tricks videos and guides and things like that for State of Decay 2 in the next, you know, few weeks and months and years. It's a big game. So if you guys liked it, then please hit the like button, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful night.